Hi, welcome to chapter 35 of the Inward Markings Garment Company vlog. Thank you for anyone who's watched up till now. There's a lot of content, obviously, 35 I'm up to now. I just want to do a quick chapter on license plates because anyone who knows me or who has followed what I post on social media knows that license plates have been especially significant post September 2018, and like the graffiti directly across there, it's kind of magical. And like anyone, I've noticed license plates throughout my entire life, but after that brain rearrangement in September 2018, I never perceived license plates in the same way again. And it, not immediately after the experience I had at the restaurant, but something happened kind of, God, I can't exactly recall, but it maybe a month or a number of weeks after that experience. So even though I would receive signs that would give me support or confidence to then proceed with revisiting that restaurant and trying to speak with that contact person, or the person who the universe brought me into contact with, typically on the Friday evening, I would still I'd still get bouts of just like when I'd near the restaurant, I'd always walk there from home or wherever I was. I just start to suddenly feel very unsure of myself and whether it would, be a good idea to proceed. Like any kind of unfamiliar situation or any kind of life situation where you're feeling compelled to kind of speak with a particular person, and it's kind of tied in with a feeling of attraction or love, if you like. But what was particularly intensive about this experience was that I was still trying to comprehend what the hell had happened, and it was so overwhelmingly intense, and that I had a strong sense that it wasn't merely just about like feeling a crush towards this person, or the experience being just like a one where I felt attracted to someone after first meeting them. So I'd kind of, at the point of nearing the restaurant, would end up like sitting in that park or nearby, just kind of pondering my decision and what was happening in my life. And then eventually I would work my way there. But on one particular evening, I was just sitting, like squatting against the wall at that corner just there, and was just thinking about what I should do. And a car turned the corner straight ahead there, and I looked up, and it had the license plate, personalized license plate, Leo, written on it, Leo. And then literally the very next moment, a young woman walked around the corner. Where that stop sign is, a young woman walked around the corner. So the car drove up that way, and then the woman turned the corner and walked this way. But the car was at a momentum where it hadn't stopped. It was just driving past. So the two weren't connected. But the young woman turned the corner, and by this time, tattoos were very resonant. And as I've talked about in the previous episode, like with the snake tattoo of the jogger who walked past me with exact timing. And this young woman had a curious tattoo on her forearm that when she walked, after the car turned up that way and she walked around the corner, the tattoo was the immediate next thing that I saw as she walked. And I felt awkward about asking her, but I kind of hurriedly said, "Oh, I'm not trying to be inappropriate, but can you just let me know what that symbol is? And she just kept walking and was dismissive. And as you can imagine, like, this strange guy just suddenly pops up and asks about something personal to her regarding her body. But I can't remember what I said, but I called her again as she walked off, and she said, I can't remember her exact words, but she ended with, "Oh, it's just my star sign." But yeah, she made it very clear that she was not going to engage with me at all, which is entirely fair, obviously. And I didn't have a smartphone at that point, so I couldn't take photos or footage of any of this. But I also was unable to research what the star sign was, and obviously you've clicked to what occurred. But I remember the distinct shape of the tattoo was similar to a horseshoe, so that was handy in terms of having it stick in my mind, because it was only until the next day that I went to the library and researched it, that it was the Leo star sign, and it was, I guess, what you might call divine timing. It was literally perfect. And have a great day.
Thank you.
And so what was also significant is that the street that it occurred on here is parallel to the street that the restaurant is on. And so what has occurred post-September is multiple synchronicities, and significant ones along the street, involving people, license plates, and other stuff. And I will talk about those further in a future episode. But Leo was also significant, and I've also realised between the last chapter and this one that the reason I asked the woman at the restaurant for her star sign is because during the Leo full moon, and I can't remember whether the license plate synchronicity occurred during the Leo full moon, but during the Leo full moon I saw like multiple symbols regarding Leo that I hadn't seen pre or post that period. So the one example is the bottle cap of the Thai beer Leo, which resonated with me because of my previous experience with Thailand. But since arriving back in Melbourne, I hadn't seen that beer anywhere. And it just so happened that I encountered it. And I think it was like near, I remember seeing like bottles as well, but I can't remember if it was at the exact time. Like I've said in previous chapters, it was a lot of this stuff is in hindsight. So if, like, I only got a smartphone March, April of this year, so there was a significant period where I wasn't able to document stuff at the level that I'm doing now. And yeah, that's when I found out she's a Gemini. But I need to sneeze. Hang on. God damn. Excuse me. So there was something else. So yes, after that experience with the Leo license plate and tattoo, that from that point on, license plates have been continually significant, and they have appeared synchronistically, like daily and throughout the day, whether it's numbers or characters or words, messages, universal messages, and they occur in a timely manner. But yes, it was after that synchronicity that then things kind of just intensified massively from there. And one particular example was I was working out whether the contact person at the restaurant was someone who would be significant to me over a longer period of time, and it was something that consumed me, as you can imagine. And after leaving home really early one morning, have a good day. Thanks. I left the house consumed with that thought, and immediately saw a license plate which I haven't seen near my house ever again, that had the letters EXIT, as in exit, and then immediately adjacent to that was a license plate with the letters THS, as in that I interpreted as thanks. So exit and thanks were what I read immediately after, what I interpreted immediately upon leaving the house while consumed with that thinking. And at the time I was struck by it and unsure exactly of the meaning, but now over time and at the point of doing this vlog, I understand the meaning. But that also resonated with other things, but I was still working through it, so it wasn't something that I immediately comprehended. Anyhow, there you go.